So the 1977 Major League Baseball campaign probably ranks as one of the most interesting in the modern era. Not only did the Yankees, through Reggie Jackson, Mr. October, the straw that stirs the drink, help the Yankees win their first World Series in more than a decade and a half, a certain superstar player moved so many times that year. It almost like he was being loaned out for publicity purposes. But when Dave Kingman played with 4 teams in 1977, everybody that was a Kingman fan, I'm a big fan of King Kong, who wouldn't be 6'6", 210 pounds, should have been a Montreal Expos, Toronto Blue Jay, by the way. His season announced the death knell of the old New York Mets he was a part of, the rise of the Yankees at the end of the season, because they picked him up for extra insurance to get into the postseason. Even though he didn't play with the Yankees, it was a big part of them winning the AL East. Now, Kingman was batting .209 with 9 home runs when he became one of the 3 players traded in the Midnight Massacre by the New York Mets. On June 15, 1977, the Mets traded Kingman to the San Diego Padres for minor league pitcher Paul Siebert and Bobby Valentine. Tom Seaver was traded to the Reds for Pat Zachary, Doug Flynn, Steve Henderson, and Dan Norman, and Mike Phillips was traded to the St. Louis Cardinals for that 2 hits in 1 day player Joel Youngblood. Now, at the time of the deal, ladies and gentlemen, Kingman was not having too bad of a season. Now, he had played in 58 games with 9 home runs, 28 RBIs, batting .209, which is pretty well known par for the course for the big guy. Now, with San Diego, in 56 contests, only 187 at-bats, he batted .238 with 11 home runs and 39 RBIs. Now, he only had 40 hits for San Diego, but 20 of them were extra base hits. Didn't score many runs, only 16 and 100 and, the 56 contests. Now, eventually picked up on waivers by California, and in 10 games, he had 7 hits and 36 at-bats, 2 home runs and 2 doubles, batting a anemic .194. But then the Yankees picked him up for the stretch drive in a very interesting deal. Now, again, he was traded by the Angels again to the New York Yankees for Randy Stein and cash. Although Kingman's 4 home runs and 7 RBIs in 8 games helped propel the Yankees in the postseason over the Red Sox and Orioles, he could not participate in the team's push to the World Series crown, as he was added to the roster after the August 31st cutoff date for postseason eligibility. Overall, Kingman hit .221 with 26 homers, 78 RBIs, and 132 games for 4 teams in 77. Now, get this, ladies and gentlemen, okay? That 1977 campaign, 379 official at-bats. He only scored 38 runs despite hitting 20 home runs. Okay? He hit 26 home runs, my apologies. 26 home runs on only 97 hits. And he had 20 doubles. So he had 46 extra base hits in 97 overall hits. So a lot of power game. So again, this is the big numbers. 97 hits, 20 doubles, 26 homers, 78 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, ladies and gentlemen, 28 bases on ball, and 143 strikeouts. And I can tell you why California got rid of him, ladies and gentlemen. He struck out 16 times in 36 at-bats. But worse than that, with the Yankees, he had 13 official strikeouts and 24 at-bats, but had 2 doubles and 4 homers, and all these hits for the Yankees were extra base. So that's a pretty freaky number. So for the totals with the Mets, 209, San Diego 238, California 194, and the Yankees 250. What's kind of ironic, ladies and gentlemen, in a full season, Kingman would be projected to have 37 home runs, batting with 101 RBIs, batting .236. So 77, it was conceivable he would have that similar numbers if he got all together. Now, the previous year with the Mets, he was an All-Star and top 20 in the MVP batting. 37 homers, 86 RBIs, batting .238, and an All-Star. One of only 2 big times he made the All-Star team, because obviously he was loved by the Mets. Now, he found his way back to the NL East in 1978 and put up similar numbers. You betcha. 28 home runs, 79 RBIs, batting .266. But ironically, ladies and gentlemen, he had some speed in the base paths. He had 3 stolen bases that year and only struck out 111 times. So that predicted the better average. So the NL East, again, with Chicago, and he came back to the Mets, by the way. He had 48 home runs in 79, 1980 at 18. Back with the Mets in 81, he tied for the home run lead with 22 in 81. Then 37-13, and then 35-30-35 with Oakland. Now, here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. Does Dave Kingman deserve to be in the Major League Baseball or the Baseball Hall of Fame? Of course, there's no doubt about it. Because of the power hitters of his era, he was in a non-steroid era. So he hit 29 home runs in 72, 24 in 73, 18 in 74, then 36, 37, 26, then 28, 48, 18, 22, 37, 13, 35, 30, and 35. If he saw the ball, he could hit it. Now his best RBI season, of course, was 79 with 115. And when his average went up, so did the RBIs. For each point over his 236 average, you would have that many more RBIs. Now, a top 20 in the MVP voting 5 times, two-time All-Star as well. But with the Mets, the numbers were terrific. He had 100 home runs in Oakland, 154 in New York Mets, 77 with San Francisco, and 94 in Chicago. So technically, he could have hit a home run over 100 home runs for 4 different teams, where the numbers are a little bit different. What's kind of ironic here, ladies and gentlemen, is that Kingman had a very, very good average in Chicago. I don't know if they're pitching him differently, but in the 3 years in Chicago, he had 278, which was pretty well 40 points over his normal average, which is kind of freaky. So I've looked at different aspects of King Kong's career. I've looked at different aspects of why he should be in a Hall of Fame. But like I said, in his 17 years in Major League Baseball, 13 in the NL, 4 in the AL, he comes down to the 1977 season. He played with 4 teams that year and still was a player that everybody wanted. You wouldn't think someone would play for 4 teams in one season. But I don't know what San Diego was doing by giving up on him. California for sure gave up on him. Can you imagine Kingman in the lineup with later on with Rod Carew and Bobby Grich and all the great players? I think they got rid of him too quick. But the Yankees picked him up too late. I think Dave Kingman deserves a World Series ring. If anybody out there knows if he's ever got a winner's share, I think he did. But I mean, I would if I were the Yankees, I'd give him a ceremonial ring because he was a big part of '77. Because my dad thought for sure to go into the World Series down, I had to explain to my dad he's not eligible. And that rule should be changed, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe by, the 14th of September. What do you think? You let me know. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you're doing here with our Dave Kingman podcast, this channel is for all things Dave Kingman or King Kong. Let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share.